Now we're videoing. Okay. Wow. Okay. Finding a steady place. Okay. As I told you, I'm going to be picking out some of my weeds and talking. And as I was saying, you know what? Having fun. That's where imagination comes into play. And, using your imagination, not being afraid to uh, play and imagine possibilities and make believe. I was just thinking about growing up the way we did, very, very humble. Yet, as I said, um, there were things that we did that really were therapeutic because when you have very little, what you do have is imagination. And we had great imagination, my people. We always had a playhouse, outdoor playhouse, going inside, asking our mother for, what, a spoon or an old pan or a container. And you were going to take that container and pan and, you know what, use it in your play kitchen that you constructed. And we could spend hours. Because when we went outside, I'll tell you something right now. When we went out, it was no coming in for lunch. It was no coming in for lunch. You may have come in and got a piece of bread and back out again. And, we weren't at the door. Once you went out, it was like you wanted to be out. We were either climbing a tree, in the backwoods, like I said, making a playhouse, because there was all kinds of areas around here. And that's what we did as kids. Um, I can't remember the numbers of times. I'll tell you a story. Me and my sister on the back part of this property. Now it's all cleared, but there was woods there. It was my sister Phyllis. Her and I, because there was a period in our lives when we were much younger where we were, because of our age, also very tied to the hip. So before she went to school, we were doing everything together. And one of those things was a playhouse back there in the woods. Now, my father was still living at this time. And my dad had this thing, he'd save something for in his lunch and give it to us. Like, if he didn't eat all of his sandwich or if he didn't eat, the whatever it was. And so that was a thing that as kids, we just look forward to that. I don't have my gloves on, but it's all right. Puts my fingers right in the earth. So anyways, this here one day, because this happened several times before I clued in. You see, my sister would get me so involved in the play that she was a little bit older than me. So she knew what time my father would be getting home. And she'd be clocking that. I wasn't. To make a long story short, she heard the car coming. I didn't hear the car coming. Next thing I know, we're right in mid-play. My sister's running. Well, she was running because she knew that if whoever got there first was going to get what was ever left over in that box. And quite a few times she did until I caught on. But that one of the memories I remember is as a kid that one of those memories of where what it wasn't all bad times, and it was those things right there that a memory like that helps sustain you. Another thing about make believe, we used to get the Eaton Sears catalog. Now this helped big time because once again, when you come up and lack, that catalog, which was expired, our mother would let us use them. So that was a big thing. Who got the Sears one the last time? It's my turn this time to get this one. And so there was Eaton and Sears in great competition with one another. That's back in the day when you ordered at the catalogs. It's not like today where you have Amazon and all that. So now I'm really telling my age. And I don't care. It was probably a much better time. Fuck, you got too many choices. Too many choices. Anyways, we used to actually make paste out of flour, take cardboard, whatever cardboard you could get, and cut it out of the shape of whatever figure from that magazine. We do up sofas, refrigerators, and they called that paper dolls. Well, we made our own paper dolls, spent hours doing it, watched our mother receive joy in us just enjoying simple things. And when I say hours, this shit would go on for a few days sometimes because it was a big thing. And not even thinking about how you were in lack. It didn't. But what it did is make you think about the possibilities. So therefore, you know what, your imagination helped you to see the possibilities. So, you know what, I know that mom of mine received great pleasure when she would see us receiving pleasure from something so simple, because I know she walked around many days feeling like I'm not doing enough. I would like to do so much more. That's a tough thing as a parent. That's a tough thing because I know we've all felt that at some point in time. That, you know what, you know, because you want the best for your kids. Anyways, beautiful moment. One that definitely sustained me over my life. Um, and that also helped me to appreciate the simple friggin' things. Simple things. And then all of a sudden, everything became uh, the material world really took over, you know. Um, and those paper dolls and that were no longer, you know, popular. You know, there was money to be made the other way. But, you know, they used to have those doll houses and things like that. We didn't need that. We actually constructed the real thing. And, you know, most of my sisters to this day, including myself, we know how to make something out of nothing and turn mediocre to gold. You can walk into any one of our places. Listen, fuck, I've been able to do a whole place. I can tell you something right now with roadside pickup or thrift store. And that's a combination of some thrift store stuff into it. And people look and they would never have guessed that. And I took great pride in that. How do you think your Lynette Jennings and all those other people do it too? So please, was never no shame in my game. Ask my sister, who I made go help me pick up a mattress. Oh dear God, people, that was something else. Windsor, Ontario, living on Lincoln Street. I had just moved there, and I'm in the rebuild. I'm in the rebuild, and of course, you know what, money wasn't flowing like that. So, and my sister's complete opposite to me. She was not your girl that was thinking on that level, and so when I present the idea of going getting this, and it was like a brand new mattress. Well, of course, there's the fear of bed bugs, there's the fear of cockroaches, all that shit. But this shit was clean. To make a long story short, as I told you, Windsor had alleyways, and this was just on the premises of an alley. I finally, after begging my sister and convincing her to help me get this mattress down the alleyway, because we're carrying it. because it was only like 5, 6 houses, right? But nonetheless, it's still a distance. Well, look, we get to going, picking it up, and she's just like, and we're not taking it inside. We're keeping it outside. And you're going to spray this down and get me all the, no, we'll do that. No, not a problem. Well, we get going with this mattress, and I'm telling you right now, I starts to laughing. Because my sister, and she'll tell you right now, she had no upper body strength. I'm like, pick up on this shit. No upper body strength. And you know, Susie, right now to this day, you still ain't got that much upper body strength. I know it's built up, but shit, girl, you was bad. Bad. Anyways, we're laughing and having to put this shit down. This one girl that was out on her break saw me and her struggling to get this mattress down the alley. She says, I'll give you a hand. Well, we're laughing. And we both say, no, we got this because we know, third hand wasn't going to help it. My sister just need to pick up on it. Anyways, we got her down there and I got the mattress in, but you know what? I'm going to tell you something. That's what being humble will do for you. And I had no problem being humble. You don't grow up in Lakia like I grew up, and I'm going to tell you something. You better put that humility stick away. You better put it away, or you'll be hungry, or you'll be left without. Simple. And folk, what we got coming, not to say that it's going to be like that forever, but you know what? Are you prepared to sacrifice some things? Are you prepared that you might have to go without? That life might not be the same as it was for a minute. That's the thing. You got to go through something, and you may have to give up your comforts. And how comfortable are you with being comfortable? Because if you too motherfucking comfortable with being comfortable, that you know what, you'll let your comfortability allow you from preventing the necessary change that's needed. Check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because Spirit's got a way of taking every fucking thing from you and humbling your ass. Trust me, I know. I know. You better listen to the call. Because we are all being called to order right now. And we are also needing not to go back into the same fucking pit that we are trying to get ourselves out of. It is time for each of us to bring out the gods in ourselves. There's a leader in every one of us. That's how we're going to build this shit. We've all got gifts. We got to start looking away from the entity that we have been serving, is what I'm trying to say. And you know what? Start making some of those sacrifices. And unless you've got yourself in a position of where, you've already got yourself in a position of where you can handle what's coming, motherfucker, think about the people that are around you. If you got it together, then you know what? What can you do in terms of giving information, helping others to see what they may not necessarily see that you see? That's a part of that holding space too. Not everyone's going to be on the same page as you. Anyways, I do not want to take and make this video a long video, but I did want to bring you out, see me, that I actually do work in my garden, and you know what, I do actually play, that I don't have somebody coming up here and whipping up in here and doing it myself. And I look atrocious when sometimes doing it. However, ask me if I care. You know I don't care. Anyways, look at my tulips. I just transplanted these yesterday, folk. Oh my goodness, I did. I transplanted them from the back part of the property and brought them here, and was iffy. Well, I wasn't even iffy. I just said, you know what, let my healing hands do the magic work. Put them in, and you know what? They took because the rain came. The rain came. That's what I love about the rain during this time of the year. It does just what, you know what, needs to do. The buds are out here more on the tree. I am sending you love, healing, peace, and good vibration as you go through your Wednesday, making a fabulous Wednesday. And until we connect again, remain standing in your power, 10 toes down, knowing who you are. And if you're just coming in to getting to know who you are, baby, good for you. Look, black flies are starting to roll up. Anyways, you go and make a great day.